Thank you everyone for joining session number 119. It's the second meeting with Dr. TAN. We feel very happy and honored to meet him again. So thank you and over to you.
Right, thank you very much, Coach Rambabu, for having me on this wonderful platform that you have created. And it is my great honor to meet every one of you here today. So once again, a very good morning, good afternoon, good evening, ladies and gentlemen, wherever you are from. Namaste and Vanakkam to my Indian friends and Assalamualaikum to all my Muslim friends. My name is Kwan Hong and I come from Singapore. It is my great honor to be here to share with you this very wonderful topic that I believe is much needed in today's world. And the topic that I'm going to share with you today is called Developing Adaptable Resilience. Developing Adaptable Resilience. In other words, we are going to find out about how we can become more adaptable. And by becoming adaptable, we transform our ability to become more resilient in life. So isn't that wonderful? Because I believe that most of the time, we are building the wrong skill sets when it comes to resilience. We are forgetting an element in this equation. And that equation, that element, is called adaptability. And ladies and gentlemen, you are going to learn how to be unbreakable, unshakable, and undefeatable according to the goals you set for yourself. So let's jump into this topic. Adaptable resilience is a term coined by myself. After doing some research on resilience, I decided to come up with a program called Adaptable Resilience. And in this program, the participants will learn how to become adaptable, how to transform themselves quickly, and how to effect change at a behavioral and even psychological level. Okay? And by transforming your ability to adapt, you will become more resilient in a VUCA world. So what exactly is a VUCA world? Have you ever considered that the next 10 years is going to be very different from the previous 10? So a VUCA world is a world where it is volatile. V stands for volatility. In a volatile world, your economic situations can suddenly go and become very good and plunge into despair. And climb again, surging ahead, and suddenly, without any reason, it plunged into another cycle of despair. That is a volatile world. No longer do you see a straight line. You see lots of volatility, ups and downs in our lives. And things change very fast before we even know it. Next is you. We are stepping into an uncertain decade. We cannot even predict what is going to happen next year, let alone 10 years from now. New technologies are emerging. Political situation is changing all the time. And the way we live our life is going to change 10 years in the future. And I believe it will change drastically over the next few years. What can we do to prepare ourselves for it? Today, we will find out. Next, complexity. Increasingly, we are in a very complex world. The world is so complex that we do not know who is the culprit, who causes the economic situation or social problems that we see today. A problem that happened away from in another continent can affect people on our country and in our continent. Everything is so interrelated right now. And finally, ambiguity. We are in a world that we do not fully understand the cause and effect. Things are very ambiguous. So given such a world called the VUCA world, how are we going to prepare ourselves? Today, I'm going to share with you 5 different principles. And the first principle is to pursue progress over perfection. In order to be more adaptable, we need to remember principle number 1. Instead of focusing on perfection, let's focus on progress. Because in a very complex environment, it is difficult to achieve perfection. And if you chase perfection, you are going to be depressed and worn out. I recall a debate about the Greek gods. In Greece, long time ago, there were 2 philosophers debating about whether the lives of the Greek gods are perfect. And one of the philosophers once mentioned that the Greek gods are perfect beings. They have perfect information of the whole universe. They know every single thing from past, present, and future. They know what is going to happen next. They are indestructible. And because of that, they are perfect. They are flawless. But another philosopher once questioned him, do we consider perfection a great life? Is this good? The Greek gods sitting up there, since they know everything that's going to happen, there's nothing left to look forward to. There are no more lessons to learn, no more progress to make. There's no way they can transform themselves because they know every single thing that is about to happen. They don't feel emotions anymore because they are conditioned. And they know everything about the past, so there's no exciting things to talk about. Do we consider that a great life? You see, perfection might not be good. Perfection might not be even great at all. And the philosopher continued to say that the Greek gods up there admire us humans because humans can experience vulnerability. And with vulnerability, we can experience a wide variety of positive emotions. We can look forward to tomorrow because tomorrow is a new adventure that we do not know about. We can look forward to transforming ourselves, to molding our mind, shaping our lives, designing our destiny, because nothing is in place for us. Since we do not know the future, we can always grow ourselves and find out more. We can experience a variety of emotions, happiness, sadness, loss, growth. And isn't that a wonderful thing to have? And therefore, he remarked that perfection does not necessarily lead to a great life. So the story is this: do we want to pursue perfection or pursue progress? And I recall a long time ago, before I joined Toastmasters, I was just a very shy and skinny boy. I was so shy, I was so quiet. And you can see me sitting at the back of the class. My teacher will ask me a question, Kwan Hong, where are you? And I wish that everyone would float by me without noticing my presence. Because I was so shy, I don't even dare to ask a question. Teacher, can I go to the washroom? I don't even dare to ask a simple question. So finally, on one fateful day, I participated in a project and I won a youth award. I won a national youth award. It was such a glorious event. And not only that, I was chosen among all the award winners to give a speech. Guess what? The guest of honor includes ministers as well as top government officials. Everyone attended the event. So there I was. I creeped up on stage, my legs shaking, my face as white and pale as a sheet, and my hands trembling. Everyone looked intently at me. And I remembered at that fateful day, at that most glorious event of my life, I started my speech. Ladies and gentlemen, I am Kwan Hong, and today I would like to share with you about my journey. Immediately, I looked up and saw everyone on the floor, on the ground. Soon, I realized I had a special power, and that power is to hypnotize people. Immediately, 200 over people got hypnotized. I gazed on the front row seats. Oh gosh, I can still feel the effect as I mentioned this speech. So I gazed at the front row speech, and there was the minister. She was one of the first female ministers of our country, and she too closed her eyes. Can you imagine how I felt back then? My heart sank. It was such a glorious event, but my heart sank. And immediately, once I complete my speech, I walked down on stage, and I swear, I will never ever do a speech again. I swear with my whole life, I will never ever do a speech again. I give up. So soon, when I entered university, my friend introduced me to Toastmasters, and I thought Toastmasters is a baking club. I was there to learn how to bake cupcakes, and I was surprised to know that everyone was so fluent in Toastmasters. It was so fluent, they were so persuasive, and I got persuaded by them. I joined the club. Now, when I joined the club, we have to do a project called the Project 1 speech, the icebreaker speech. It is the first speech that you will ever do in the Toastmasters journey. And in that speech, you can talk about anything you want about yourself. And all the freshmen completed their speech. All of them spoke flawlessly. I do not know where they get the skills from. Everyone spoke flawlessly. And soon, I was the only freshman left who have not completed my Project 1. I was the last. I hesitated. I delayed. I was trying to find the perfect time to do the perfect speech for the perfect audience. Until my president says, "Go, you're the last." So without having any choice, I grabbed my piece of paper, crept up on stage again. This time round, I started my speech. Good morning, club president, ladies and gentlemen. You could hear the tremors in my voice, and the tremors grew and grew until it came to a halt. My mind went blank, complete blank. Not for 1 minute, not for 2 minutes, not for 3, for the entire duration of the speech. Now, for those of you in Toastmasters, have you ever seen someone hold a script on their hands and blank out for the rest of the duration of the speech? I can swear that I was the only one. So I was very downcast. I was crestfallen. I was devastated. I crept down on the stage and I was so upset about myself. And once again, I swear to the gods, to the heavens, to the universe, I do not want to do a speech again. I will never step on stage again. Of course, you know what happened next. Okay? So my president came up to me and said, "Kwan Hong, don't worry. If you can reduce your blackout time from 6 minutes to 4 minutes, you have made progress." And since he said that, there is no way I can reject him. There's no other excuse I can give. And I went on to do my P2 speech, my Project 2, and the rest was history. So ladies and gentlemen, from this story, let us all seek progress and not perfection. We need not be perfect beings ourselves. We need not produce perfect piece of work because perfection is too much a pressure to bear. Rather, seek daily progress and grow over time. And before that, you reach closer to perfection than if you have ever chased perfection. As Winston Churchill once said, success is going from failure to failure without any loss of enthusiasm. And to not lose enthusiasm, seek progress. Reduce your blackout time from 6 minutes to 4 minutes to 3 minutes, and you will progress along the way. All right, so ladies and gentlemen, the next part, the next principle is burn the boats. This is the principle that we lack today in modern society. And the reason is because we give ourselves too many options. We simply give ourselves too many options. So to burn the boats come from the story, right? In 1519, Hernan Cortes from Spain traveled along with his ships to the New World, which is currently North America. And he traveled with only 600 men. Upon arrival, he made history by destroying all the ships. Not the enemy's ships, but his own ships. He destroyed all his ships because that would send a clear message to the men. There is simply no turning back. There's no turning back. Either his men fight valiantly and conquer the enemy, or they will perish in the New World. So can you imagine that is a drastic situation? And did that gamble pay off? It certainly did. 2 years later, he succeeded in conquering the Aztec Empire. So as leaders, taking our people into new territories as unknown and potentially dangerous as did Cortes, we need to ensure those we are leading that there is simply no turning back. He knew how to be a great leader. He eliminated the options of his team. We need to be certain that there is no off-ramp our people can use to avoid the challenges of our own new business world. We need to burn the ships. And of course, other leaders also use the same technique. Julius Caesar, commander of the Roman Empire, in his conquest for England, he also burned the ships. Now, ladies and gentlemen, do we burn our ships? You see, in school, we are always taught to have options, to have a plan A, to have a plan B. But do you know sometimes when you have a plan B, your plan B or perception of having a way out is destroying what you want to achieve in the first place? Distractions are going to be very common in the VUCA world. You face distractions all the time. If you can't be a speaker, you can always do something else. If you can't achieve your dreams, you can always do something else. You can always fall back on your family, your parents, somebody is there to back you up. But what if we decide to choose one goal, one conquest, one empire to conquer, our own empire? What if we choose one of it and burn our ships? Make sure there's no way we could have turned back. How can we do that? First of all, the easiest way is to announce your goals. If you have been in my goal setting workshop a few weeks ago, you will realize that I'm a supporter of sharing our goals with other people, because good things must be shared, including your goals. If you share your goals, it will make it very difficult for you to back out. Just imagine today on Facebook, you say that I'm going to give 100 talks for the next 12 months around the world. That is an ambitious plan. If you announce that plan, you are going to make it difficult for you to back out, and the chances of you succeeding is way higher. Of course, there are other methods to burn your own ships. For example, the pain of backing out, the pain of surrendering. If you can create a cost to you, if you surrender, you must give your friend something. Let your friend confiscate something of value to you. Pay your friend a certain amount of money. Give a certain amount of money to charity. If you increase the cost of you backing out, you are burning your own ships. And that is a good thing. It shows you are committed to make things happen, whatever it takes. The pain of backing out, the pain of surrendering must be larger than the pain of the sacrifices that you need to put in to achieve success. So give yourself 100% commitment. Don't give yourself a plan B. Don't give yourself an escape route, because you never know, you'll be sabotaging yourself. So let me share with you. I burnt my ships long time ago. Okay, long time ago, when I was a student studying in Shanghai, I met up with my business partner and we were talking to a factory owner of textiles. The factory owner was obviously a rich man. He was so rich, he had factories producing high quality textiles. But he wanted to transform his business from a B2B business, that means selling to other businesses. He wanted to transform it to a B2C, selling to the end consumer. But no matter how hard we try to tell him about marketing 101, things like target audience, marketing plan, target messaging, no matter how hard we try to share with him some simple business concepts, he just couldn't get it. So I decided to set up my consulting firm. Imagine, as an undergraduate, I started out my consulting business, and the first thing I did was to burn my ships. I immediately set up a website, put my website online, and shared my services with everyone. And once I announced it to the world, there was no turning back. And needless to say, the consulting business ran for a few years. It gave me lots of profits and lots of opportunities to solve real-world business problems that my school couldn't provide me. That is one example of burning your own ships. Set up a website, show off to the world what you want to do and who you want to become, so that there is no backing out. All right, and of course, there's this story that is probably Indians will know this person. Do you know this name called Dasraf Manjit? Am I pronouncing it right? Dasraf Manjit. Okay, this guy is known as the Mountain Man. The Mountain Man, have you heard of this person before?
Yes,
so,
yes.
The Mountain Man, and I felt that his story deserves special mention. So this person is a very poor Indian laborer in this village in 𝐶 near Bihar, India. And one day, his wife died because of an injury after falling down from a mountain. And in order to save his dear wife, he had to rush his wife to the nearest hospital. But the nearest hospital was in an adjacent village, and he had to circumvent the mountain range to reach the next village. And needless to say, his wife passed on. He was not able to save his wife. And this guy decided to burn his ships. He decided to go all out to challenge the mountain, armed with only a hammer and a sickle. This person knocked on the mountain relentlessly, day after day, rain or shine. Every single day, he would hammer his chisel against the mountain as if he was trying to take revenge against the mountain gods. Everybody in his village thought he has gone crazy. But no, this man persisted for 22 years. 22 years. After 22 years of hard work, he finally managed to pave a way from his village to the next village across the mountain range without any technology or tools. That is an inspiration. He pursued it all the way. And this guy is known as the mountain man. He is an example that people can really move mountains. All right, so next part, principle number 3. You need to question your belief system. Always have a healthy level of skepticism over your belief system, over what you believe in. For example, the belief that you held over the last 10 years or your lifetime might not serve you well in the next 10 years, in the next half of your life. The belief system is very important because the number one shackle, the number one chain that we have to break is usually our belief system. As professional circus trainers, all circus trainers will know that if they want to tame an elephant, they will bring or induct the elephant into the team when the elephant was just a baby. And on the first day of arrival, the elephant will have his legs chained to the ground. And no matter how hard this baby elephant tried, it could never break free from the chain. But after many years have passed, this baby elephant will transform into an adult elephant, a strong and mighty elephant, one of the strongest animals in the animal kingdom. But do you think the trainer bothered to change the shackles tying the baby elephant? No. The trainer will instead use the same exact shackles, the same exact chain that he has been using for the past many years since the elephant was young. The reason is because the elephant has already given up on trying to challenge the shackles. The shackles that held its leg can be broken easily by the might it has as an adult. But the elephant never realized that it was prisoned, not just physically, but the real prison was in its mind. The real shackles that you have to break is that in his mind. Do you realize that sometimes we could be that elephant? We are that elephant most of the time. Okay? So there was this remarkable story. In the 1950s, nobody believed that human beings can run 1 mile in less than 4 minutes. Human beings thought that it was literally impossible. Runners after runners came, did their best, but none of them can run 1 mile in less than 40 minutes, or less than 4 minutes. Sorry, 1 mile in 4 minutes. 1 mile is equivalent to 1.6 kilometers. And nobody believed that you can run 1 mile or 1.6 kilometers in 4 minutes. The newspaper said that it couldn't be done. Professors said it couldn't be done. Experts said it could not be done. Until one guy by the name of Roger Bannister came and broke the 4 minutes mile. Immediately, everybody started to believe. They suddenly believed that it is possible for the human body to break a mile in 4 minutes. And soon after Roger Bannister broke the 4-minute mile, or the barrier, runners after runners began breaking his record. Can you see that the change in belief system will cause a systemic shift in what we believe to be true? So Henry Ford once said, whether you think you can or you think you can't, you are right. And Napoleon Hill also added that what the mind can conceive, it can achieve. And we have to always question our belief system, because the beliefs that has supported you in the past might not support you in the near future. The next part, principle number 4. see beauty in obstacles. I think this is one area that we have been missing out all the time. Now let me share with you. One was a woman and she was late because her alarm clock didn't go off on time. Another was late because he was stuck along the expressway. Why? Why was he stuck? Because of an auto accident, car accident. And because he was stuck, his life was spared. Another survivor spilled food on her clothes and had to take the time to change. Another person had his car that wouldn't start on that day. His car just wouldn't start. Another just have to go back to answer the telephone and was late. Another person, a man, was putting on a new pair of shoes that morning. But as you know, new pair of shoes can cause blisters. He developed blisters on his foot and have to stop to buy a Band-Aid. And that was why he was still alive today. So ladies and gentlemen, so now when I am stuck in a traffic, when I miss an elevator, when I have to turn back to answer a ringing phone, and all the little things that irritates me and annoys me, I think to myself, this is exactly where the God or universe wants me to be at this very moment. Ladies and gentlemen, there could be a gold mine after every obstacle, and there's no point comparing your misery with other people's fortune. Finally, the last principle that we can consider, principle number 5, know your value. Always know your value. I think we need to understand our value and don't let other people influence our value. And of course, there was this story where the professor held his $100 notes and he said to this class, I have a $100 note on my hand. Who would want it? Everybody raised up their hands. And now he began to crumple and crush the $100 notes. And he still asked everyone, who wants these $100 notes? Everybody raised their hands. And now he threw the $100 notes on the floor and stamped and stomped his foot on it. He picked up the dirty, crumpled note and asked everyone, who wants the $100 notes? And still, everyone raised their hands. And the moral of this story is, you are the $100 notes. In this VUCA world, you are going to get trampled and stamped on, and you are going to get bruises, battle scars. You are going to get hit many times by the events of life. And you could be the crumpled $100 note. You could be dirty. But wait, your value is still worth $100. You are still as valuable as before. Or maybe, why not, more valuable than your past. So the moral of this story is, most criticisms on you, levied by people around you, have no value at all. Don't let the criticisms of others reduce your resilience. And you can even think that if you are a perfect person, like God, Jesus, Lord Buddha, there will still exist people who will still criticize and question you. Look at the perfect sages, the perfect leaders of history, like Jesus Christ, Lord Buddha. There were people questioning them, there were people criticizing them. So what more us, mere mortals? Shouldn't we also accept it? So therefore, don't let past criticisms hurt you. Always know your value in this VUCA world. Stay to your true self and believe in your core values. Right? So to summarize everything, these are the 5 principles of adaptable resilience. And of course, there's more. There's a lot more things behind the concept of adaptable resilience. But if you pursue these 5 areas, pursue progress over perfection, burn the boats, question your belief system, see beauty in obstacles, and know your value, I'm very sure you will go very far in life and you will develop resilience through adaptability.
So really, sir, it's a nice topic, and by taking the insights from the participants, and we'll conclude the session. Yes. Okay, now I would like to invite Coach Sandra ma'am first.
You surprised me. I was thinking, oh, you've got somebody coming up with all their questions. It was a wonderful talk, Tuan Han. It was, I could see, as an old Toastmaster here, I'm doing all my feedback and critique. That's the curse, isn't it? We have our hearing on. But delivering a message that gives value to each part of your message is critical, and you certainly did that. I made my just quick little notes, and with being able to see, okay, normally you'd have a 5-7 minute speech. So I guess I'm coming in on some really quick little ideas. So you had 40 minutes or 35 minutes, whatever. And so you took a series of 5 little speeches and put them in together. And I can see that any one of them could be expanded into quite a workshop by itself. And so your presentation skills, your organization and the messages, each of the 5, the VUCA world, that's yours, I guess, is it? Yeah. And so the whole thing was just a delight. Thank you. I'm so glad I came. And I'm going to share this one on my Toastmaster Club page after it's up on YouTube. All right. So you'll get to speak in Canada.
All right. Thank you so much for the chance.
Yes. Yes.
Thank you. Wonderful. Thank you so
okay,
much.
Thank you, Sandra ma'am. Thank you. Very happy to see you and listen as well. Yes, now I would like to invite Neelu ma'am.
I'm from Mauritius.
Ah, great.
So even I would like to, this evaluation is that you have, first of all, your delivery was very, very good. And the best thing, I like your pauses. It was very easy to understand, and your pauses were very good. So they were giving the very good time to understand. I mean, that was really nice. Even you have got good command on English also. That was also very good. I mean, so everything from evaluation point of view, your speech was very good. You're well organized. Your pauses, your everything. Delivery was good. And first of all, it was organized step by step. So it was the flow was very nice, like well knitted. So it was very easy to understand all of your 5 principles. It was from Toastmaster point of view, it was fantastic. Thank you. We had a nice time.
Suresh Doctor, please respond.
Sir, yeah, sir. Okay, namaste everyone. So especially thank you very much, TAN sir, for enlightening us with your greatest speech, because you have included all the contemporary issues. This is real actually. So knowing to ourselves is most important. So the elephant story, sir, even I believe, because we are changing the belief system. If a girl in India, she is not supposed to do many things. You are a girl, you are not supposed to go out. You are a girl, you are not supposed to drive a car. You are a girl, you are not supposed to do this, that. These are the things we have been listening. But these are the people now changing the world. You know, sir, there are women are everywhere women. Likewise, we must know the capacity of ours. That is what explained in your speech, and even I got connected to the consistency of Dashrath Maharaj. Yes, sir. Already his wife died. Already she has died. But again, in 22 years, he was really striving hard. Only because of one vision, not goal. There is a goal. Actually, his vision was different. His vision was to separate 2 hills in 2 parts. His vision was to create a road. That is what actually he did not work for his Nobel Prize. He did not work for his award, the mountain man, but his vision was different. So if we have the vision, definitely we can succeed in our life. This is what my speech, sir. It was really good, and I enjoyed a lot. Thank you very much.
We'll invite one more person, and she is Dr. Huang from Vietnam. Ma'am, very happy to see you of a little gap. Yes, please.
Good. Thank you so much. Actually, I'm sorry for being late because I were a little bit busy with my small kids section. I have just finished this. And I just heard some points of our speaker today, and I was really excited and impressive about his idea about knowing our value. Is a very interesting point for me as well. And don't let other people criticize or bad feedback influence on your life. That's very interesting and nice for a lot of people, not only me and a lot of my friends as well. I should transfer this information and ideas to them. Thank you.
Yes.
You're
Very nice.
Thank you, ma'am. Thank you very much. Thank you very much.
My pleasure.
Yeah, by taking permission from all of you, we'll close or wind up the session. Shall we?
Thank you.
Yes. Good night. Good night. We'll meet again.
Bye.
Thank you very much, sir. Good night.